when I first heard the tapes, and I remember the show, it is too painful to think what it once was. But the only thing I could not do, which is something that's always been in me, I am a fighter for the music. I'm a fighter for the songs. Mm-hmm. I'm a fighter for the performances, and I refuse to let them be evaporated into time. So if I do anything, I'm going to fight for those performances to be heard. And the band was out doing what they're doing, and I was approached by Sony. Would I produce it? I said, absolutely, I'd love to. And since I produced the first DVD, a compilation, I said, I'll do this one. So I got Alan Sides, who is a great engineer, and he's a 5.1 guy, and we did the stereo mixes and the 5.1 mixes together. And I did the editing and the assembling of the DVD. The interviews, all that was painful, too. It was tough.
Yeah. Now, will you be doing more DVDs like this, or?
I don't know if I can handle it. My heart can handle it. You know, I love singing again. I mean, I've been kind of pulling out of it. I've been missing in action for sure. I put a lot of effort into trying to put Journey back together for the Trial by Fire era, and I worked hard with those guys that we would keep our original integrity and write some good music, and we did. And then when I had that hip problem and it crashed on me and I had to go have surgery, you know, there were some mistakes made, and they checked out a few singers, and they got tired of sitting around, and one thing led to another, and we split sheets again, you know.
For the final time?
Well, I think so.
Yeah, you think so? Now,
only because I simply said to them in January of '98 when I got this phone call message that go out and do whatever you want to do, but do not call it Journey, because that fractures the stone to me. That breaks it. And I was given an ultimatum, and I don't respond. I've got all kinds of stuff written, and writing isn't the problem.
Okay.
It's,
I mean, it's not stage fright at this point in your career, is it?
It's just, what do I want to do? My problem is I love R&B.
Right.
I love rock. Mm-hmm. I love techno music. I love remixes. I love everything. I love acoustic, and then I will spend sometimes, when I come up to Los Angeles, I'll spend 2 days watching someone record 172 pieces of score. I got to sit back about a year or so ago, and watch Alan Silvestri conduct a 175-piece orchestra on, I'm sorry, but there's a lack of oxygen because of my nose right now. Okay. The name of the movie is not coming up right now. It was a Dracula-type film.
I have no idea. I don't watch horror kind of movies. So.
But it was incredible. It was incredible. So when I hear that kind of arrangement idea, I love the power of that. That's a whole other kind of power. So I kind of just don't know what to do. But I'm probably going to jump in the studio and just with a 4-piece section, and just start having some fun. Maybe I'll even, for fun at first, maybe do a few covers just to get my feet wet. I do say that coming in the studio with this DVD, I sat in the studio for 6 weeks mixing it in stereo, and then tore it down and mixed it in 5.1. That was one of the best pleasures I had, other than the emotional aspect of being dragged through the plethora of emotions of everything from what happened to we were great to look how young we were, and remembering all the stupid things we were doing to each other when we didn't know what we had. I want to sit there, start spreading the news. Hey, how you doing? I'm leaving today. I mean, I don't really,
But it certainly would be interesting to get you back on there. I mean, with all due respect, you are one of the greatest voices of the last 30 years.
Amen.
So.
Well, gosh, it's so kind of you to say that, because they've only been saying that in the last 5 years. They weren't saying it years ago. We were considered the the band that that wasn't cool, you know, back when we were together. It was the people with the skinny ties and the checkered shirts and the flock of seagull haircut that were cool, and we were not considered timeless at all, for sure. And all of a sudden, as time has proven, I guess we're fortunate that the music has made the voyage with us so far. I don't know. It's a tough one, you know. 24 years ago, when I did that DVD,
right,
when we recorded it for MTV, it was a different landscape at that time, of course.
Absolutely.
MTV had, I think, aired for the first time August of '81, and 3 months later, we were recording this with MTV. It was a new world, a brave new world with this video music thing. It was a different time, man. We had a mission as a group. I emotionally was unstoppable. My mother was alive, was pulling for me.
Mm-hmm.
My father, though they weren't together, was pulling for me. My grandfather was alive. The whole landscape of that has changed, and you know, you lose some of the incentive that you didn't realize was driving you. You know, to do good, to do it. Now that it's been done, now looking back at it, it's I'm trying my best to digest it, because when I was doing this DVD, when I was mixing, it was an emotional roller coaster that I didn't expect. A friend of mine warned me, because he knows me well. He's a TV director. He says, listen, I know you. You're going to get in there, and you're going to be mixing, you're going to be editing, and it's going to be rough on you.
Mm-hmm.
I says, no biggie, man. Come on, I did the other DVD. He says, yeah, but that was assembling videos and syncing up new masterings. And, you know, this could be different. It's like making a small mini film. And, oh, God, he was right, because it dragged me through a plethora of emotions that I didn't expect. When I heard Open Arms,
mm-hmm.
I got choked up, because there's certain vocal things I did in Open Arms I'm not sure I'll be able to pull off exactly like that again, because it was such a moment, and I had reached beyond the master recordings to what I knew it could be, and I was always doing that, and damned if I didn't grab, for instance, the lyric in the second verse, wanting you near. That lyric is sung exactly the way I wanted it to be sung, and I didn't know I hit it. I didn't know I got it. And so all of a sudden I'm sitting there mixing, and all of a sudden I'm watching the QuickTime video, because I have to pay attention to audio and visuals, and I'm watching it, and I'm just being dragged through the whole thing again. The whole thing again. Our time together I'm dragged through. What happened I'm dragged through.